lunch, the final heats were going to be up. But first, we had to do something very, very important. A dance routine. Not a complaint, just an observation. First off was my racing class, open class, 150 cc's or less. Each group was going to do a heat, and then the final race would immediately follow. Next was the semi-pro, what I normally race in. Our friend Viet Nam used my strategy of waiting for the initial rush.
What happened to him? I'm shocked.
But he got stuck on the tires. The tires were one after the other and provided no run-up for the racers. Not to mention the tractor tires were quite tall. Some guys really struggled to pop up that front wheel. But along came our friend Kavin, and he just took the first rows of tires with aplomb. Well, mostly. All that wheelie practice came into play on the tractor tires. And the concrete pipes were a breeze for him. Then Ben and I went down to the final hill to watch the contestants finish their first lap.
All right, this is part of the reason we go to these races is for this. The scenery. Love it. And the other reason is we go to races to break our bikes and get injured.
The first guy did okay, but the next guy didn't fare too much better.
All right, number 5. Got it. Good. Oh. Well, you know, pretty good actually, all things considered. To be honest, I went right up that when I rode it, but that's okay.
After the little bikes in open class struggled up, Captain Crunch and Semi-Pro came along with his KDX 220.
That Trigger is not a dirt bike, but here is someone who is on a dirt bike. Go, Cap, go! Okay, wait a minute. Okay, go. Dude, it's so easy. So freaking easy.
I don't know if I've got another lap on.
I remember when Kavin had just used an XR150 and he was falling. It was first time door. He was falling everywhere, and now he's a freaking monster on that KDX.
Unbeknownst to me, Captain Crunch was earning his moniker through a massive jump over the blocks. Let's look at that again. Seems like he didn't quite stick the landing. I was admiring the traditional clothes of the Highland people when a young man demonstrated the importance of armor.
Oh! This is why you want to wear elbow pads. This is why you want to wear elbow pads.
But the next guy gave it a good launch. Then the open class went on their final race, all in one mass. The obstacles were a trial for the smaller 150 with 4 strokes. Our friend from the last race, Captain Roadblock, apparently was using the same hip movements as he did last time I rode with him.
Uh-oh. We did the same thing when I was riding with him.
With similar results. Kavin was absent as his class finished, and we were wondering where he was.
Here's the pro class.
But the pro class went off without a hitch.
There they go. Come on, dude. No.
And as usual, Benny Bolt blew past everyone without even breaking a sweat.
There goes Benny boy. Benny Bolt. Oh my God. Look at it. He's going over it.
Leaving the carnage behind him. But honestly, I began to get a little more worried about Kavin. Had he crashed? Had he injured himself? Was he okay? Song and the Semi-Pro came by and showed a new tire avoidance technique, which was allowed for some reason. Well, who am I to talk? I went down to the river crossing to see if I could find Kavin.
It's getting really messy right here. So it's a bit tricky. These very nice round roly-poly rocks we've got here.
Surely he would have no problem climbing every mountain and fording every stream.
Down the mud. All right. And the water buffalo are getting in the way because the water buffalo's got to go home. So the water buffalo have to mosey on down the racetrack. Let's look at this. We got a biker who is going to get stuck behind the livestock. And the person is chasing, the cow herder is chasing the water buffalo. Oh, they're so cute when they're young, aren't they? Then they grow up all big and scary with those big horns. Now here he goes. The cows have got to come home, you know. Yeah, good.
The entire race was over, and I still didn't see Kavin. But when all hope was lost, Captain Crunch came through the fields at the 11th hour to cross the finish in last place. With the whole Dirt Town team back, it was time to meet and greet and take pictures. Well, some of us were getting a little bit more attention than others.
He's wiped out, though, to be honest.
Then the awards ceremony started with the open class. Then the semi-pro.
Who's it gonna be, I wonder?
And finally the big boys. And whom should we find in first place? Oh, I would have never guessed.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's a 1 point.
The taste of victory.
Russia.
It's terrible. I'm going to let Ben do the honors. I've taken my share of pictures with people. Besides, he actually won something. He finished first. I finished last.
Back at the ranch, we had some time for music and the usual helmetless stunting.
Keep going, man.
With predictable results, of course.
Okay, Jarvis has just pulled a wheelie. Ah, I got
got it on film. The next day, some of the girls wanted to take pictures with the beautiful scenery as a background. And I just had to join in. So here is the end of the adventure, loading the bikes. And actually, the truck was we're only like 1 hour late to loading, so that's a step in the right direction. And hopefully we won't be 4 hours late to home, but we'll find out. Soon we had packed everything up and were loading the bikes back onto the truck. Made easier by a sweet electric lift. The sweet electric lift promptly drained the truck's battery. And this required me to push start the loaded truck all by myself. Yep, completely by myself. Have you ever bump started a truck? This time, the bus driver took the correct, shorter route through Lao Cai, going up the mountain pass 6,500 feet. Fortunately, he took the highway back to Hanoi. In retrospect, it was a very long way out for a race, but Lai Chau was a beautiful area. And our trio from Team Dirt Town made a good showing. Well, one of us did anyways. Granted, my 125 was not race ready. But it was still a real blast to ride, and who knows, that old pony may be slow to harness, but hopefully, soon it will be quick to ride. Have you ever bump started a truck?